So the end game, I mean, the way that we're selling the land anyway is by the square foot. So whether we replat it or not, we're gonna make the same money off of it. The other con is, anything that's done there as a twin home would have to have another service run in, which means they're gonna cut into the street.
But the contractor said.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the contractor's responsibility to do that. Have we turned those over to the city yet? We need to turn those over to the city before we do that.
I'm not good with this, but I'd rather wait till it's something in writing that they actually want to do it before we did it.
I agree. Give me a proposal, and we can go down the road. But question for Mark is, I mean, other than the twin home thing, does anybody really have interest in those lots?
Just that one and one,
Just the one?
and the request.
I think it's going down the right path.
Well, and here we are, getting close to 5 years since we started this, and
It just isn't going.
hasn't been any interest in those suckers, and I really thought that I think it'll be better when we get some, now that Ray's closed on his lots, he's gonna start his flat work soon. I think it'll help getting some building going there, but I'm really kind of surprised that those lots haven't sold. The price point is as low as you're gonna find a piece of ground in Minnehaha County, I think.
Was it, so how long's the process take for planning that?
About 2 months. We've got to do it, and then planning and zoning's got to approve it, and the city council's got to approve it. By the time we get there, that's the thing. I mean, if we're going to do it, we need to make some action, because it's going to take a week or two to get some drawings redone with it laid out correctly. And we got to get it in front of planning and zoning, and then they can get it to the city for the July meeting, hopefully, and then we can get it to the county for, planning got to have 2 readings? No,
Planning doesn't require anything, because it stays with the same zoning.
right.
Oh,
But planning and zoning still got to approve it first, right?
If you replat, it stays within the same zoning, authorized official signs off, street chairperson signs off, I sign off, and then it goes to the county, then you just file it.
Doesn't have to be voted on?
Later on, when whoever buys them wants to put up twin homes, then
That's got to be a conditional use.
Yeah, that's a conditional use, but replatting, no. As long as replatting stays within the same zoning category, you do not have to, because it's not a new subdivision, right? You just redraw the boundary lines.
Well, why did it take so long to get to 6 then? 4 to 6 then?
Raise,
Yeah.
because you didn't get the signatures for weeks.
I would say, you said seniors, and I know there's at least a couple seniors left that said we want to stay in Crooks. If something doesn't come up on a slab on grade twin home, we're gonna have to leave Crooks. We don't want to, but, these people are 70, and they have a house they want to sell. They've been coming to your meetings originally when we were talking twin homes, but they're still out there. And,
Well, they had a price point too.
the price point they want to be is in that 245, 250, the 1,500 square feet. Everybody likes that. Nice.
So whose deal is this? Is it your deal or your deal or your deal?
It'll-
Yes.
I'll have to get together with Mark, but Tim did talk to Mark. And I happened to stop by and talk to Tim, and so, and I just,
Well, I would be inclined to say if we got a proposal, we can make it happen pretty quick.
I don't want to vote on it and say
and then
yes,
I
nobody
just
else
called
will
the other
say.
guy yesterday, and, John Ford, and he was pretty excited, especially when I told him the school was coming, but he was the same way. The 55, 50, 65-year-old, basically they want to spend about $250. They don't want to do any lawn, they don't want to do any snow, they don't want to do any of that, and then they want to
I
go.
fall into that category. pretty good at calling a special meeting when it happens.
Also, remember, Ray's took so long because he had to get variances approved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole holdup was you guys applied for the variance because they fell under the zoning regulations, square footage size.
Yeah.
Or wasn't that it? Or it was like just a smidge under 10,000?
Yeah.
And then,
What's the difference between a twin home and a villa? Is that just square footage?
No, I mean, the villas that Ray's gonna build are 3-stall garage, I think they're 1,580 square feet, something like that. And it's on a much smaller lot, they're on a 69-foot wide lot.
They're a single
I
family.
mean, it's just a single slab on grade deal, where the twin homes, so, I mean,
That's just,
they're gonna, I mean, the twin homes, with the 7-foot side setbacks are gonna be right on it. I mean, very, very little lawn.
How much money
well,
do you know?
and also with the replatting, you're kind of putting the cart before the horse. Because the guy first has to build the twin home, and that's when you replat.
Well, but if we don't have we gotta replat to get a valid legal description.
Well, but you do that after you build the twin home, because you have to split it down the middle, that's when you replat.
They're thinking you gotta replat it twice, first to take the lot.
Well, I'm saying, like, keep the land, right? Let it
I
go.
mean, the way it typically works is the second replatting is on the builder. I mean, we replat it to sell him the space to build the facility on, and then when he's done with it, they survey it where his center line is, and he pays to replat it, so that he can then sell it.
So why replat twice then?
Well, because we need to make another lot. The first lot isn't big enough, it's not wide enough with the setbacks. So it's gotta be, I mean, he'd be putting a house on a lot he doesn't own. And then the rest of them are, they would have to, where's that map go? Yeah, the rest of them have to be expanded. So the first lot is 100-foot wide right now, and it'd have to be 115 minimum. The rest of them are 88, and they need to be 95 minimum to meet just to be able to fit it on the spot. So we'd have to replat it to sell him the space, and then when he's done building, then they survey, pick out the center line and replat it that way. Then he can sell the replatted houses.
So ultimately, we need a piece of paper, and we'll be all over it, right?
Is that where we're at? Okay, then I think for our purposes, I guess I would like a motion to proceed with plans contingent upon getting it on, I guess. Something along those lines.
An acceptable offer or something. That would be so what-
You make the motion, you can say whatever you want to say. I guess the reason I'm asking for a motion is I'm gonna have to engage DGR to get some work done there. And if I can go back to the contractors and say, you know, we're in favor of this, let's lay something out, then we can proceed. And however long it takes them, I mean, if we can get it replatted faster, that might make him, I mean, he's about done, Captain's about done with his house here. I would say if you want to get probably a month, but.
Well, the motion is as simple as a motion to replat pending an acceptable offer, right, purchase. Right. We don't have to give anything too specific.
Is that a motion?
Second.
Apparently.
Good motion, Jack. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed, the same. All right, I will work on that. On to old business, lot sales update. Boy, am I excited. We closed on 6 lots in the last 2 weeks. We got some cash coming in. I think we only need about 6 more before we can actually afford to buy some land, so.
Which ones are,
Ray's 4 closed 2 weeks ago, and then lot, let's see, 50, lot 7 and block 7, so the other funky corner lot.
Oh, wait.
No, that one's coming yet.
We have a purchase.
No, the ones next to Sunset Park.
55 and 56,
Yeah.
next to the park closed. And we signed a purchase agreement for lot 7, block 7, the funky other corner one, so that closing will be coming up. So, yeah. And we are going to, I gotta meet with Ray hopefully tomorrow. He's gonna sign purchase agreements for 9A and 14A, are of the 6, the 2 left of the 6 over there, so he'll sign the official purchase agreements on those. Okay?
So lot 14, block 3, we divided that one. That's the one he's talking about. That big corner one on 4th and Oak.
No. That one's, there's nothing happening there. Ray let go of all of his holds. He had 2 of the big twin home lots reserved, those are no longer reserved.
which one's he gonna sign?
He closed on 10, 11, and 12A. No, 10, 11, 12, and 13A. So 9A and 14A are the outsides of the replatted lots. He's gonna sign those 2. So, progress. And Mark has said there's been more activity. I drive through there just about every night, either on my way home from work or practice or something. And it always seems like there's people driving around over there. Well, and a lot of people out walking around. So I hope that that's interested folks and things will pick up a little bit more even. Mr. Nelson?
I don't remember if I recorded this last time or not. We have the surveys in now, we have the survey done, topo's done on the property. And we just actually are looking to schedule our first design meeting for next week. Tentatively Tuesday? Sure. Tentatively Tuesday, pending we have a place to call home, Tobias.
Election right here.
We're having a park and rec meeting somewhere that night.
You got fire station.
Ooh, fire station works.
We can turn the air on.
We'll be at the fire station. And that will be, and are you available?
You meet at 7?
Meeting at 7. I'd like to have some initial comments from our mayor. And then it's basically will be a roundtable setup, first meeting, kind of review the data we have and thoughts and things from our design team. Looking forward to it.
That's right. I was just curious.
3 people and me, or 2 people, Mark and myself. I can't tell you their name. A lady from Woonsocket. Yes. And then guy's name is Rob. Yes. Rudy. Rooter. Other than trading email during COVID, I never met him, except for Mark.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
Mark, you got anything to brighten our day with?
It's all looking up, I think it's good. It's definitely picked up on inquiries, people working with builders, trying to get the right floor plans, all the above. I had a realtor, actually, they sell floor plans to people, and they have their group of builders bid on plans, and he set up, at one of
stuff.
It's pretty popular when you have school coming to town.
Yeah, it does. No doubt about it.
And a paved road.
Tell you what, that paved road over there gets a lot of traffic. I think you're gonna have some people clamoring for that walking path real quick. Man, there was, just the other night, one night this week, last week maybe, there was, I bet just in the stretch that's been paved, there was probably 15 people walking at one time.
I'm working on Shoulder Road right now.
Yeah.
And, anyway,